I don't know when you're ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, we're going.
Yeah.
So this is podcast number 1. So there's going to be 4 of us, all roommates. Roommate number 1, Mike.
Roommate number 2, Ferris.
And then number 3, Gonzalo.
4, Oscar.
All right.
And then we'll have some people
Guest
come in.
appearances.
Yeah, some guest appearances here and there.
So I guess the purpose of this
Post Malone.
podcast isn't really to have a set schedule. We're kind of just gonna talk about random stuff, topics, and see where it goes, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, it
But-
shouldn't really be anything
Yeah.
at all. Just current news about anything, really.
We'll go off on tangents. We'll roast on each other and stuff like that. But we're really just doing this to have a good time, just fun, smoke a lot of weed. That's pretty much what we're doing.
Yeah.
Smoking weed and talking.
Smoke weed.
Get
420
away from video
hashtag
games
blazing.
and dumb stuff like that for a little bit.
So tomorrow is the big day, Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, that's good first topic.
Yeah, it is. How you guys feel about it?
Fuck the nigga, bro.
It's like having your favorite manager retire from your job and then having some asshole come in and take the deal.
Yeah, not even your favorite manager, just a decent manager.
A decent manager,
And
exactly.
then you're having a guy who knows nothing about anything come in.
Exactly.
With just the
Nick.
strongest, absurd opinions.
I know. Dude,
So you're like, why?
there's so many people who were so worried about Trump, man. And I knew it from the very beginning. It wasn't Trump that was going to be the problem. It was going to be all the people they put around him.
Yeah.
All of his donors. And it was so interesting because I was looking at who his inauguration picks were for his cabinet. And then you look at who his donors were, and they're all the same people. Yeah, all these billionaire Wall Street business owners. Dude, all the people who were loyal to him, like the Gingriches of the world, the Chris Christie's, none of them have jobs. Loyalty doesn't matter.
Chris Christie should have a fucking political career.
Dude, he's a con artist, man.
He's a cunt.
I thought it was kind of funny whenever the other day we were talking about how Mike Pence is the VP. And that's only Donald Trump just put him
It's his insurance.
as the VP as insurance.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can try to impeach me, but
Can't get rid of me.
you'll get this guy next. So.
Well, it's a good lockup for the conservative vote. So I feel like Trump was missing the conservative vote. He got all the racists and all the misogynists and all the fake Christians and stuff, but all the deep Christian conservative groups out there who were just kind of probably didn't really like Trump that much because they got Mike Pence, and Mike Pence is this big time Christian conservative. He locked that up for sure. So.
But one good thing about this is that we're gonna get a new governor. So I mean, who did elect governor? I also
I don't even know.
For Indiana, it was Eric Holcomb.
No,
Guy,
Eric.
he's a fuckface too.
He's a fuckface too. Damn it.
It was
Indiana sucks though. Indiana
John's-
always gets fucked.
John Gregg was running. He was.
Yeah, that's who I voted for.
That's who I voted for too, because he was for legalization, recreational use. But
Yeah,
well,
but
this wasn't
that's just
good.
never gonna win.
Indiana's definitely gonna be one of the last states to legalize. Assuming every state does legalize marijuana, which I think they will eventually.
They will.
Eventually, yeah.
Indiana, along with some of the southern states, probably Alabama, Mississippi are gonna be last. But Indiana's definitely gonna be up there.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll take a while.
For sure. I think there's 2 states that don't sell alcohol on Sundays. One is us, and then another one. Let's see.
We should look this up, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I was watching the Senate hearings yesterday for the nominee picks, and I mean it could not be more unimpressive. You're just talking about people who have no idea what they're doing. Like I said, that Betsy DeVos, she was just being grilled about certain policy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's obviously school vouchers, and school vouchers is basically parents pay they pay a certain amount of money to send their kids to whatever school they want to. And so basically what the person was saying was one of the people in the Senate hearings was so what if someone has a disability but they don't have enough money to go to a better school? What do you do with that person? And she was well, they can move to a different. She's oh, you just want people to move? It's federal law to treat every student the same, right? Disability or no. And she was well, that's just up to the state. She's no, it's a federal law.
Yeah.
It's a federal law. It's not up to the states at that
Yeah.
level, dude.
Yeah, did Bush pass that law?
Which law?
No child left behind? Or?
No, I think it's. Let me see. It's a
Okay, well, while you're looking that up, me and I'll search which states don't sell alcohol on Sundays. There's actually a few of them. Most of them are southern, but Indiana is the only state in the country that bans beer, wine, and liquor sales on Sunday.
Oh, so it's all of them.
Yeah, so at least
and Indiana's the
Indiana's the only one in the country.
Wow.
So other states will like ban
We're
some
so
kind of.
Indiana's so behind.
Yeah. So other states will ban like maybe beer on Sunday, but like they'll allow wine and liquor.
Yeah.
Indiana bans all three, so you can't get any of them.
You know, it was so nice. When I lived in northern Indiana, like if you on Sundays,
You can just go to Chicago. Yeah.
well, you go to Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like right behind my back door. You know, just travel 10 minutes. You're in Michigan. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is from the Washington Post. It said that Betsy DeVos displayed at best confusion. Oops.
She just wasn't ready for this.
They really like rightly so, but like they really grilled her because
Yeah.
I mean
For sure.
Bernie Sanders was like I'm just saying this. I don't mean to be rude, but like if you guys hadn't donated $200 million to Trump, do you think you'd be sitting where you were like right now? And of course he was like, oh, I do think that's possible, but I mean realistically no, it's not.
Well, and then Elizabeth Warren
Trump
was
doesn't do anything for you if you haven't done something for him.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren was like, do you have any educational experience whatsoever? She said no. She said, have you ever managed like $1 trillion company? Because this woman's a business owner.
Yeah.
She said no. She's like, have you ever managed like a multi-billion dollar industry? She said no. She's like, so she's like, how can we expect someone who has no educational background to manage $1 trillion department?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean when the president has no political experience and
right.
he's managing the whole country, it's
The rest of it's
the rest of the cabinet can't really be expected to have much experience, I guess.
Yeah, you look like you fit there.
Yeah.
I guess you'll do the job.
Trump's the definition of a pay to play president, honestly.
Yeah, dude. What's gonna happen though?
America.
They're
Pay
gonna
to play
they-
always.
I feel like our educational system is like one of the crowning jewels of American politics. Like, it's the idea of it, not its actual how it functions as of late. But man, you take that away, man, it's only gonna be the rich people that get educated,
Yeah.
while all the poor people get no teachers, no nothing, dude.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
It is-
you know who that's gonna affect, right? It's not gonna affect white people. It's gonna affect
Minorities.
inner city minorities. It's how it always is.
And isn't Indiana also like the worst with teachers, like with staffing wise?
Is it
one of
like
the worst.
like there's a shortage of
Yeah, there's a shortage or something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Indiana how our teacher unions
Pretty
are.
sure it's like one of the worst.
But we have right to work laws.
Yeah.
So basically, like, right to work is basically right to fire like an employee for anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. This entire state's fucked up.
Yeah.
It really is. And I don't know, man. You talk to people about this stuff, they don't seem like they're paying attention at all. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? I don't know. Like, well, I think I saw something the other day. It's like Indiana had $120 billion surplus last year.
what do they do with it?
Nothing. It's just sitting somewhere. And yeah, exactly.
Somebody just sitting on it.
Like all these dumbasses that voted for Pence, they're like, "Oh, surplus, that's great." Like, no, surplus is terrible.
You should have zero. Yeah, you shouldn't be like that negative, but
You should be damn near negative.
you should use all the money you get. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like that's your money.
Yeah.
It's like we have broken bridges and
Exactly.
failing roads
Spend
and
that
a
shit
terrible
on
healthcare
infrastructure.
system.
Fuck.
It's like, well, how come none of that money's being spent to this stuff?
Yeah.
And like, well, it's not the government's job. No, actually,
It is.
What the fuck?
it is.
If it's not their job, then
Yeah,
That's
who's
like
fucking
the
do
private-
it?
Where does all this money go?
exactly.
You have these fucking weirdos, man, who think the government is just like this evil entity. It's like, no, you're the government, man. Like, you
Yeah.
pay money into it.
Yeah.
Like, the government is what you want it to be. If you don't want it to work, then it's not going to.
Yeah.
You'll have some fuckheads running it, like, prime example, number one. But this is what, it was Tim Kaine that was questioning her.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really a big Tim Kaine fan, but he got her on this. He said, asked DeVos about the Federal Individuals with Disabilities Act, IDEA, which requires public schools to provide children with disabilities and free appropriate public education and governs how state and public agencies provide various services to millions of students. Kaine asked her if she believed that schools are receiving federal funding, whether public, private, charter, or private, should they be required to meet the requirements of the IDEA. So they're like a private entity. She's big on private schools.
Of course.
And she's obviously like a big fundamentalist Christian, so she, wants to put, the Bible in the fucking science room.
Of course.
So she basically just wants to make all schools private schools. And what he's saying is like, if they receive any kind of federal funding, do they have to be required to meet the standard of federal laws? She says, I think that they are. He's like, I'm asking, should they? I'm asking you a should question. Whether they are or not, we'll get to that later. And then he then repeat his question. I think it's a matter of best self left of the states. So.
I think that's a lot of conservative answers is that things should be left up to the states, which.
Yeah.
Like,
They're all hypocrites, though.
It's a country, like.
It's best left left to the states when it goes against their ideology.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like, say, abortion.
Yeah, or getting rid of Obamacare. You think maybe
Right.
that should be left up to the states because everyone in the South thinks Obamacare sucks.
Dude, I don't get it, man. Why do people? I don't understand why people think Obamacare. Like, there's problems with Obamacare, but it's not the problems that they think of.
Did you Jimmy Kimmel came out with a video a few years ago asking people if they preferred Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
And obviously a bunch of idiots saying, oh yeah, well the Affordable Care Act sounds a lot better than Obamacare. Like,
Yeah,
Obamacare
right.
just has a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
He came out with another video yesterday asking people how they felt about Obamacare being repealed and whether or not, if they had to choose between repealing Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, which one would they repeal? And there were people on both sides. There are idiots on both sides, like there always are.
Right.
But a lot of people who were saying, like, you should repeal Obamacare because, you know, the Affordable Care Act is just a lot more affordable. It's in the name.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
No.
A bunch of, like, I saw a post on Reddit. This guy was raving about how they're going to repeal Obamacare, and then he mentions in his comments that he was like, I don't hate the Affordable Care Act. Like, I'm on the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
And then his friends were like, are you fucking serious? They're gonna take away your health care. And
Yeah, no, some
What can you
people,
say to that?
people don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Look, if you take away partisan language like Republican, Democratic
Yeah,
talking points, if you just ask people straight up like what they
Fucking
believe
bet.
in,
do you want universal health
mo-
care?
most people are liberal.
Yeah.
Like the vast majority of people, because most people are you know middle income people. You know what I mean? You peacing, Oscar? You about to leave?
No, I gotta take him home. I'll be back though.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get into the whole deal with Ford moving the plant to Mexico. Well, they were going to build a new plant in Mexico,
Yeah.
and Trump was like roasting them like all over the media, just like saying how Ford took away the jobs of thousands of people in, where was it, Ohio? I think it was. I don't
I can't remember.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
does he? The Trump by himself have the power to impose like a 35% tax on that stuff, or does he have to get it approved through
I
Senate?
think he has to get approved.
He could just pass an executive order.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he's one of the people who got on Obama a lot about using executive power.
Dude.
So
Okay.
that'd be a real bitch move.
you
if
should
he,
you should
feel
see
like-
you should see the
I feel like
stats.
Trump would be that one.
Yeah,
You should
of
see the
course
he would.
stats though that have come out about Obama's presidency.
Mhm.
About like, you know how everyone thinks that Obama is now like this totalitarian or whatever. Dude, one, Bush did far more executive orders. He did 21 more executive orders than Obama did. Obama has lowered taxes for small business owners and raised them for large corporations.
Mm.
Dude, he increased the overtime pay for low income workers. So it used to be like a $23,000
Okay.
annual income. It's like a federal requirement to have overtime pay if you work over 40 hours.
Sure.
And now he increased it to like $45,000 annual income.
Nice.
So dude, he's done so much. And I honestly think if our political system wasn't as fucked up as it is now, he would have been so much better.
Yeah.
I think his hands were tied in so many different ways.
Also, so two things. Whenever he is like the first president to kind of, technology improved a lot underneath. Whenever he was president, like whenever Bush was leaving in like 2008, like smartphones were just kind of becoming a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now that during Obama's presidency, there's more like information being passed around.
Yeah.
So people heard more about the executive orders.
Right.
If Bush had been president during his last 8 years, I'm sure he would have gotten a lot of shit. But the exposure was only on like TV basically,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't watch the news.
Yeah.
But like if you can just see on Twitter, then
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Twitter just gets you roasted.
yeah, seriously.
dude, it's just like, you know, you try to listen to these.
You can't be a public
But the average American man doesn't have the time to sit down and read Washington Post and New York Times all day long.
Yeah,
Or, you know, really go. They don't have time to go to the library and read the history behind all this stuff.
yeah, absolutely not.
They have, you know, they're worried about real shit. So Trump's message, that message of, you know, he was the hope and change guy.
Mm.
He's the guy that had hope and change as a message. And Hillary Clinton, she had the establishment message.
Yeah.
Establishment message never wins. You know, when Obama or Trump's been saying, you know, let's make America great again.
Mm.
Well, Hillary said that it's the dumbest thing possible. She was like, America's already great.
Mm.
all right, well, if you're a blue collar worker in one of those Rust Belt states who lost his job to NAFTA, another Clinton,
Yeah.
and you can't afford your health care, your wages have gone down, you can barely feed yourself and your family, you don't think America's great. It's not working for you. So, he ran on this populist message of, I'm going to help the middle class. He ran on the economic message that Bernie did. Now you add in all the racism and misogyny and all that stuff, and that's like, what, a quarter of the country?
And one of the smartest things he did was like praising Bernie Sanders after he lost the Democratic nomination.
Right.
He didn't do a lot of smart things. I mean, okay, I don't think he did a lot of smart things. He won, so he must have done a decent amount of smart things. But like the one thing he did that I can agree with is definitely like is saying how crooked Hillary won the nomination against Bernie Sanders, even though he should have won.
I would say, man, if it was any other candidate other than Hillary, the Democrats would have won.
I wonder if Trump was expecting to go against Bernie then.
I think most people. Okay, there was. That's good.
Maybe at some point.
Yeah.
At some point,
'Cause
everyone thought.
For most of the
by the end, obviously, like
most of the election, Hillary was ahead by a lot. Like I remember in the primaries, she like went ahead by a lot, like in the beginning, and then Bernie kind of caught up a little bit towards the middle. But okay.
In the last couple of weeks of the primary, I think everyone knew he was done.
Yeah.
Because she just went too many states.
Yeah.
But
also,
man, when all those emails came out, about all the fuckery that was going on in the DNC, it's just I don't know. It's good on Bernie to like not to hold his to keep composure and not be shitty in the media.
Yeah.
But that's why Trump won.
But hey, he's doing his stuff now, man. He's not only doing these Senate hearings, but he's also having town halls like around the country.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot.
He's talking to like Trump supporters, and what he's doing is he's like showing them like, listen, like you got to get away from all this partisan and us versus you versus me kind of language. It's like us versus the wealthy. Like that's how it's always been. This race war, these political ideology wars we go through. It's just a distraction, man. It's always just those in power. You read this article that came out. They do a study every couple of years about the total wealth of like the richest people in the world. I've seen some videos, but I think the one I saw was for 2015. So I'm guessing since then it's probably gotten even worse. Yeah. Well, I guess the 2015 one showed that it's like 60 something or 40, 50, 60 something of the richest or the wealthiest people in the world have more wealth than the bottom half of the world. And the new one that just came out from the same organization that did this study a few years ago said now it's 8%. 8 people. Oh, 8 people. 8 people have more wealth than the bottom 50% of the world, so 3.5 billion. Jeez. Yes. And someone did a review of that study, and he's like, while it is 8 people, like in terms of just real dollars, but you take in consideration like also like debt and stuff, because he said like in poor countries you cannot accumulate debt. So he's like, when the country has a lot of debt, that is like that's a sign of how rich they are. Okay. Because that means people have a lot of confidence in you that you're going to pay back. Okay. The more financially secure you are, more people have confidence in you. So he's talking about like also how much debt that these people have, and also determining how many hours of labor they work. They don't have a lot of labor hours. Sure. Yeah. So he's like, when you really think about it, it's really just 7 people. Yeah. So. Dude, it's super fucked up. But then again, you'll go to one of these Republicans or whatever, and they're like, well, they earned it. Like, come on, man. Yeah. It's like even if they did, 7 people can have more money than 3.5 billion people. There's no way that's right. No way that's right. I don't know. I don't think. How would you? I mean, I'm guessing a lot of their money is probably passed down from like families and stuff. Yeah. Like in the instance where like, Trump inherited a lot of money from his dad. Sure. But like, how would you even go about making that much money in like, a lifetime? That's ridiculous. Well, I'm guessing Bill Gates was probably one of the top 7. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure where he is. I'm sure he's up there. All right. I mean, because he got easily like $50 billion. Yeah. Here's how it happens. I mean, you do have inheritance. Yeah. That's why I believe in inheritance taxes. Yeah. Especially like state taxes and stuff like that. And, but what normally this is what happens when you don't have a progressive income tax. So you know how we have a pretty low income tax for top earners. It's like 35% or something like that. Okay. So what happens is instead of okay, when you have a high income tax, say you're making above $500,000. You know how our tax system works, right?
Yeah.
It's progressive. It's not like
Everyone pays the same amount of.
well, it's not like okay, say like you earn $250,000. All right, you pay 34% tax. It's not like you're paying 34% tax on all that $240,000.
Okay.
You pay like everyone gets their first $13,000 tax free.
Okay.
And then like the next however many you make is taxed at that percent, that percent, that percent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you have like marginal tax rates.
Yeah.
But then when you average and do the math out, you have like what the effective tax rate is for most people.
Okay.
So say we had like a 90% tax rate, which I think we should have for top income earners.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And say like if you're earning more than $500,000 or something like that, you have a top marginal tax rate. So what will happen is someone, and then anything below that, you can have like a pretty low rate, say maybe like 35%, and then jump it up to 50 or 90, or something like that, maybe 50% or whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, instead of keeping that $500,000 or more of what they earned, where you had like a lower income tax rate, if you had a 90% tax rate, people were like, okay, I made $1 million. So 500,000 of this, I'm going to get taxed pretty good, but I'm going to keep a lot of it. What am I going to do with this other $500,000? And most people, if you have a low marginal tax rate for the top earners, they're just going to keep that money because it's just taxed at a certain percent, but they're still getting a lot of it. But if you have a high tax rate, what happens is if you're a business owner, you put money back into your business, and you can write off as a business expense. So you increase production, you increase labor, you increase wages, something like that. Or say you're not a business owner, you're just a wealthy person, like an athlete or a celebrity. Then you put money into the stocks. Okay? So then you're investing other businesses. And then when you claim that money, say you claim the money within a year, you're just taxed at a capital gains tax at 35%, right? But if you keep it in for more than a year, you're only taxed at 15%.
Okay.
So, you take that $500,000 investment and put it into the stock and say you get $1 million out of it in 2 years.
Yeah.
Then you only tax at 15%.
Yeah.
Instead of that 9% marginal rate. 9% marginal rate. I don't know. It makes a lot of sense when you're talking about you're just having a high marginal tax rate lowers the punishment that poor people have for being poor, basically. And you have more money being put into the federal treasury for social programs and things like that. So you have less poor people, man. Thing is about rich people, man. They just don't realize that when people don't have money, they don't have money to buy their products. So they lose money too.
That's a big thing about what I was talking about, going back to the car thing.
Yeah.
About Ford. Because it's not only car companies, it's also Apple. Apple mainly only does in other countries.
Right.
All of their productions in other countries. So he's been talking to Apple and just
I mean, they were fined a lot of money, weren't they, though?
He just wants them to move.
Yeah, well, wasn't Apple fined a lot of money? Or maybe it was another company I'm thinking of.
Sure.
He wants them to move production here.
Right.
And they can keep their production overseas because they already have it there, But they need to start
Well, the thing is, if
creating jobs for people here too.
So
that's an American company.
Yeah. So either way, the thing is, if they move production here, production costs are going to go up. We'll be paying more for their products.
I don't
think
there will be a slight increase, but not enough to where it would harm the individual in any kind of significant amount.
Plus, come on, they can afford.
They can
afford to make another company or more raise production here and still keep their prices at the same.
Well, I wish I had a stat on this because I remember reading this somewhere, but if something costs around say $1 to make in the U.S., if you make it in China, it costs maybe a third of that. That's the kind of I'm also not sure if that's right, but I remember reading a stat that it was similar to that.
But think about all the stuff that's implicated in doing that. So not only are you then taking advantage of the American worker cannot compete with that, right? So you're having your own workers losing jobs just so you can save money by using cheap labor.
That's true, yeah.
And a lot of the countries that we trade with, I had to smoke that. A lot of these countries that trade with, they don't have the labor laws that we do. And so you're having people being basically worked as slaves to make these products that we buy. And so there's a serious moral implication in that.
Yeah.
So, there's all those stories about people jumping off the rooftops of Apple factories in China only to be caught by a net put up by their employers to be sent back into the factory to keep making phones.
Oh my god.
That's really fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I think I'd heard that somewhere before too. I forgot about it, but
Dude,
I heard that.
Well,
that would fuck up someone.
That's why a lot of people have problems with this TPP.
Mm.
Some of the countries, I can't remember which one, there's a couple of them, support still to this day slavery. Still support slavery,
Yeah.
and we're going to be trading them. It's like, I'm all for trading. I'm all for trading when it's necessary and when both sides get a benefit.
Yeah.
But when there's an obvious, clear advantage at the expense of like the, middle class and poor class,
Mm-hmm.
you just got to think about the morality of it, man. It's just, hey, I mean, yeah, having a cheaper iPhone is pretty nice, but
Yeah.
I don't want hundreds of people dying every year because of it. You know what I mean? It's not worth that to me.
Yeah.
And that's just a question of moral philosophy, getting that message out there. Like, how many people really know about that? Like, we're so privileged here, we have no idea what goes on in the rest of the world. How much suffering there is out there, man.
Kind of going off
At our
that.
expense.
I feel like American companies should have like the same what's it called, like rules and regulations for even if they like work overseas. For, like,
That's super hard. That's
for
super
the
hard.
workers' conditions.
There's an international agency called the WTO, the World Trade
Yeah,
Organization, but China is the one that leads it.
Oh, okay. So obviously, okay.
You know what? It's like the UN, man. Saudi Arabia is the cheerleader of the ethics board. Fucking Saudi Arabia. Basically ISIS that worked.
ISIS.
Going back to what we were talking about, where like basically slavery. Have you heard about the working conditions that they're putting people in for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar?
No.
You haven't heard about it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so basically they're having a bunch of migrant workers coming from like Pakistan, like basically other Asian countries that move there for like a better life. They take away their passports, so they can't leave,
Jesus.
and they put them in like work camps, just like not humane conditions. There's like one shower for like 12 people. Their size of their like living quarters is like about the size of this room, for like maybe 3 times as many people as we have right here.
Holy shit.
And they're not letting them leave. And like there's more workers have died. Well, like a lot more work. I think like it's in the thousands at this point.
Wow.
Preparing for the World Cup than any other World Cup before. Like in the past, I think it was like double digits maybe. And those are just unfortunate accidents.
Yeah.
Like this is like due to working conditions. Maybe in disease. Honestly, I don't even know.
Hey man, when money's gotta be made,
Yeah.
fuck human
FIFA's such
beings.
Yeah.
Mess up organization, dude. Dude, it's because soccer's such a big sport.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of which, they haven't done anything. Because I know they found out that there was corruption in. But as far as I know, Sepp Blatter resigned. Have they done anything else about it?
About the World Cup?
Yeah, because
I don't know.
they found proof. Like the FBI found proof that there were bribes involved.
Right.
So the president, Sepp Blatter, stepped down, which was good because he was an old cunt. But
Yeah.
like, what else did they do?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with soccer as much as you guys do, but I will say, as far as like kind of like to the larger point you're talking about, just like, is it all right to continue to like participate in these things when you know all this shit's being done to people? I don't know. Most people don't care about it though. That's the great thing. They're like, it's not us. Fuck them.
Yeah. Or most people are just like, just don't know.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't know, but
I'll tell you what, man. I have never. Maybe this is because I keep up on it, so I know what's going on a lot of the time, and so I'm kind of like in it. So I can't see it from the outside looking in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to talk to people about this kind of stuff. I get blank stares constantly. Like, what? Like, no, get out of here. Our federal government's doing this across, like overseas. Like, yeah, like just read about it. They're like, no, I don't believe it. Well, like, you don't have to take my word for it. You can look it up. And it's just, people are, I don't think people realize like how evil like these big ass corporations are, man. That just control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Corporations are like the most dangerous thing.
Yeah,
They're more dangerous than the government. Honestly.
Oh, dude, they own because they use
they
they're
use them
dangerous
like
because
pawns.
they use the government, right? They use the government for their wars, man.
Yeah.
How can you take something like that down?
Yeah.
Now the corporations own the United States, it's the strongest fucking military on the planet in human history, dude. And that's another thing, man. I feel like because I will talk to conservatives. And this is the thing about Republicans and conservatives. And someone said it best. He's like, evil is not the greatest enemy. Because evil, everyone can see. It's easily recognizable, and you can find it and destroy it and collate around it. But he's like, the thing that's the worst enemy is stupidity.
Yeah.
He's like, because stupidity, it's not easily seen, and even when you do, it's like point it out to somebody, usually they're too stupid to believe you.
Mm.
Facts don't match. The line between fact and fiction is just blurred for these people. So it's like I try not to get mad at them, at people who are ignorant about this stuff. But I say, like, listen, we spend $100 billion a year maintaining 800 military bases around the world. Does that sound like a good idea? Like with everything that's going on right now, does the idea of it being I think we have like 8 military bases in Britain.
Really?
Exactly.
Oh.
Like we spend more than the next 11 countries combined, and most of them are our allies.
Yeah, I had heard that.
Dude,
yeah.
There was a study done about how much money is wasted at the Pentagon per year, and I think over the course of like 10 years, it was like $125 billion. Just like we don't know what we did with it. I don't know. Fuck it.
Wow.
Actually, I think it's way more than that. Let me see.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'll go back to talking about FIFA. So this came out earlier today, and Gonzalo heard about it. I don't know if you heard about it. They're talking about making changes to the game, which I mean, every few years is fine if they're positive changes, but these aren't positive changes. So first off, they're gonna get rid of the offside rule, and I don't know if you know what the offside is rule, Mike, but I'm pretty sure they have it in American sports as well. But
they have it in hockey.
Okay, exactly, yeah. So
it's a little different than hockey, but yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm guessing the rule in hockey is you can't be in front of the last defender when the puck is played to you. I'm guessing that's what it is.
It's in front of the last line in hockey, but yeah.
The last line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
it is a little bit different. In soccer, it's the last defender.
Yeah.
In hockey, I guess it's the last line. But they're talking about getting rid of that. That would change the game. Like, I mean, realistically, players could just cherry pick over. I mean, it would stretch the game out a lot. I mean, it might make open play, but you have to keep it fair. And a second thing, they're talking about getting rid of extra time,
That's so stupid.
which I think is dumb.
That's so stupid.
I don't know what the argument is for it, but it better be a good one.
Literally, no one says anything about like extra time being a bad thing.
Yeah, and then they're talking about
I've never heard bad things about it.
They're talking about implementing a time limit for penalty kicks.
How is that going to work?
Like how much time would you get? Is it just like if you happen to have one more than the other person? Like say the time limit is 15 minutes, and every team makes every penalty, and then
maybe it's a time limit for like each penalty kick.
Oh, like 30 seconds, like a minute or something.
You can't just stand there forever.
Oh, okay. Well,
most people take it in like.
I think there's already rules about that, anyways. Like,
Oh, okay.
I want to say after the ref blows a whistle.
I mean, you can stand there as long as you want, but you have to once you start moving, you have to keep moving.
Yeah, I mean,
stop again.
Once, because I think there's a rule that says that refs once they blow the whistle for a penalty kick, you have like a certain amount of seconds to take it.
Probably.
And then they're also talking about splitting the 90-minute games into 4 quarters. First of all, 90 isn't even divisible by 4 in like a whole number.
What if they just
if
go to
you
100?
divide 90 by 4, you get 22 minutes and 30 seconds.
What if they just go to 100 though?
Then, I mean, I guess that would work, but
bro, I would be so pissed.
The only reason they're doing that though is for commercialization, because it means
actually,
there'd be more time for ads. It's the same thing that the NFL does.
Dude, that would be kind of nice to play.
25-minute quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, 90 minutes is already really brutal for players. I mean, I guess they also do get 2 more breaks, but
because whenever I would play, I'd play 90 minutes.
I mean, they have to make
playing that in a tournament, back-to-back games.
Yeah.
That shit's not easy.
Oh my gosh.
By the end of the second game, you're just your body's so worn.
Yeah.
So it was actually a lot
you
worse than I said.
Really?
A hell of a lot worse. So it's actually been spanning for about 20 years now, and it's $6.5 trillion.
Oh
shit! My God,
that's so much worse.
Yep.
Can't $1 trillion?
It's money that
a trillion was laid out would be longer than a football field.
I think it's more than that. Because I saw it visualized the first day of my.
I remember seeing it, but I don't remember how much.
The first day of one of my accounting classes, the professor was talking about how people don't really understand money. So he he came up. I don't know if he made the pictures or not, but he showed like pictures of what it looks like. So he had like $1 next to one, so like $1 one picture, $100 in the next picture, just to stack it, and then he kept going up. And then by the time he got to like $1 billion, it was literally like a carrier holding this $1 bills, like one of those like marine carriers
Right.
that has like fucking jets and shit like that.
This homie's sleeping. Should wake him up. Can't be snoring, brah.
Classic
But yeah,
Classic
money
Oscar.
carriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they went to $1 trillion, and it was like, I can't even remember what they used to visualize it, honestly.
Yeah. I've seen something like that too.
Yeah.
With like the guy would like show you what $100 bill looks like and what $1 million is in hundreds.
In hundreds, yeah,
It'd
yeah.
feel like a backpack.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, $1 trillion is like, he's like $1 billion is like all these pallets. And there's like,
Yes, I think
there's
that's
like
I think
a
that's
shit
similar
ton of
stuff.
pallets. He's like $1 trillion is like, there's like 2 of them stacked, 2 pallets, like 2 long ass pallets stacked on one another. It's like, dude, it's like a warehouse of $100 bills. It's ridiculous. But what people don't understand,
So much money.
then also people, probably a lot of people will like misconfuse the difference between deficit and debt all the time. Like people will constantly, blab about this, about how much debt we have. They don't realize like that debt is really old. Like, it's been around forever since Andrew Jackson.
Sorry, but Giannis is number 5 in the superstar rankings.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh shit.
I heard Russell Westbrook didn't make it.
Really?
Yeah. He had better stats than Steph Curry. I think he had like 30 points per game.
Dude,
like
he's
10
got,
rebounds, like 10.4 rebounds, 10.6.
dude, he's averaging a triple double.
Yeah, like
What I'm saying is though, here, okay, all right. I just want to be just objective here because I think I've been really impressed with what Russell Westbrook has been doing. But I've been looking at some of his field goal percentage and how many turnovers he has per game.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Like
Yeah.
he's taking this. I know he doesn't have a lot of players.
Curry does that too, dude. He hit 7 for 20.
But then again, I don't think Curry's
The
that
other
good
day.
either. I think he's overrated. I just think he just takes a lot of long threes.
Well, I think James Harden's got the MVP this year. My opinion. But
really, what?
dude, he's just like he's
Okay.
almost averaging a triple double, or he might be right now.
Let's look up some
And
statistics.
but he's gotten like 50-point triple doubles,
Oh,
and Westbrook hasn't done that.
sure.
And
What happened
also,
to Anthony Davis? He started off really well.
He's good.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is
He just
still
plays on
good.
the Pelicans.
He plays on the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Just fucking blow.
It's just unfortunate for him. I'll tell you what team played.
Him and Cousins, like
you know who's been playing
the
really
Kings
well?
suck too.
Fucking Sixers, man. They're just playing
Dude,
real good.
trust the process. Joel Embiid. That dude's a monster.
Did Notre Dame lose? They must have lost to Florida State. That sucks.
Is that how you play yesterday?
Dude,
Yeah, dude, they hit a buzzer beater against Penn
Oh,
State.
yeah.
Okay, Penn State. That's what.
Yeah, it was.
I heard they lost the 2 previous games before that though.
Yeah, dude, IU's bad this year, man. They're like 12-6.
Jesus.
What's the record you need to make it to the NCAA?
Damn, we lost by 3. Fuck.
What's the record you need to make? Is it you have to have like a minimum record to make it to the NCAA?
It's not really a minimum record. It's all relative to everyone else.
Okay.
But obviously, like the top 25 get in.
Okay.
And that's like your first 5 seeds or your first 6 seeds.
Okay.
I can't remember how many seeds are in each bracket, but after that, yeah, there's a fuck ton of teams that get in. So it's basically like the top 65 teams.
They also let in Division 2 teams and like Division 3 teams, don't they? Or is it just Division 1?
Division 1, but there's a lot of
sure,
Division
wow.
1 teams.
Okay.
There's a lot, dude. There's a way more, like, you think of like all the teams in football.
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton more in basketball.
Okay.
There's just so much.
Dude, I think UCLA is gonna win it this year.
The
Basketball team.
tournament?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, they played at Ohio State and they lost by 3. Or at Florida State.
Damn. Are we talking about basketball here too? Or?
Yeah, Notre Dame at Florida State. They're pretty good. I mean, they're number 1 in the ACC. This is the first conference loss. Florida State's a top 10 team, too.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about earlier with the...
Something about like
NBA.
visualizing money. Or yeah, you were talking about the difference between debt and deficit.
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 Yeah, well, it's just a lot of people use to talk about like how Obama, I think you've probably heard the stat that he's been more debt has been created under him than any president before.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like I just saw it. Oh, dude, no way he made that shot. No way he made that shot. Oh, Fluger, what a man.
Who?
All right, I'll show you guys in a sec after I'm done saying this.
Yeah.
So, what was I?
The difference between deficit and debt.
Yeah, so people say like the debt is how much we've accumulated since basically Andrew Jackson, the president. That was the last time we didn't have a debt, national
Mhm.
debt. So people say he's created more of it than any other president before him. What people don't understand is like the deficit is what you pay attention to. It's like the year-to-year
Mhm.
accumulation of debt. So there has been a lot of debt created under Obama through annual deficits. But what people don't understand is that when Obama came in, he was dealing with a $1.2 trillion a year
Mm.
deficit that was given to him. It was just given to him. Like, all right, here's this total fucking mess that you have to deal with. And he brought it all the way down to, I think, where it's around like 450 billion every year, which is, it's still a lot.
But I
Don't get me
mean,
wrong.
that's a
That's
big decrease.
That $800 billion
Yeah.
decrease, that's everything, man.
Yeah.
More jobs, dude. I think history will look really favorably upon Obama, especially with this last thing he did with
Commuting all those people's sentences.
commuting all the nonviolent drug offenders and Chelsea Manning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some people were pissed about that though.
Dude, they're
People
crazy
about him commuting Chelsea Manning's.
Yeah.
Well,
They're like,
isn't
I've
she?
heard some people where they were like wanted it
senator
like-
to death.
dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not too well versed on this. Is she the one who had? She was like a whistleblower for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
Release
yeah.
secrets to the Russian government.
She released secrets to the Russian
no,
government.
WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think everyone. I don't know how I feel about that, but well, we can talk about that sometime.
Mm.
But she basically showed that we were killing with drones, U.S. drones.
Oh, she's the one who blew the. Okay.
Yeah, she blew the whistle on those people killing those civilians,
Mm.
and then like the journalists and like the medics that came to obviously help people that were hurt.
Mm.
And so she released, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of documents to WikiLeaks, and then she didn't flee like Snowden did.
That's why she got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was in prison for God, I don't know, like 3-4 years,
So
Yeah.
6 years.
6 years.
Oh, okay, wow.
So yeah, she was in prison for a while. Attempted suicide, put in solitary confinement.
Mm.
Boy, it's just like that's crazy when you think about us being social primates and everything. To
Yeah.
like lock someone away
That
after
fucks up somebody.
they have like no
Mentally.
emotions left. Yeah, right. Yeah, but he did. I think it's too long. He should have done it a long time ago. But better late than never.
Yeah.
I mean, she was gonna serve the rest of her life there.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's just one. I think a lot of people hate on her because she's transgender. For one.
Oh, I didn't know she was. Huh?
Yeah. So a lot of people, you know how people are.
Yeah.
They just
they already think.
they already think she's a freak enough.
Yeah.
So
Strike one.
the fact that she quote unquote win against America is like everything these people need to.
No, the fact that they're saying that means that like they're okay with the drugs
Like,
killing
sure.
innocent people.
Yeah.
Sure, it's going against like the government, but it's like it's for the people.
Yeah, it's literally for the people.
It's for the
Yeah.
people.
Like everything the government does is in our name. Military too. Like people
Yeah.
don't. I don't think people realize this.
Mm.
Like, yes, we own the military too. Like what they do, everything they do costs money.
Yeah.
Our money.
Yeah.
So when you want to go fight some fucking war, like just know that's money out of your pocket that has to fund that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you want your money going. Killing people that you don't care about.
Just
you
like randomly.
Yeah.
Just like yeah.
It's like so they can get mad and want to kill us later. It's like what the hell? But yeah, so I feel like we deserve to know what our money's being spent on.
Of course.
And obviously she did too. So if anything, she's the hero. Edward Snowden, dude's a hero.
Yeah.
Like, hey, everyone, the government's been spying on you. And they're
Yeah.
using your money to do it. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Mm.
Oh, traitor. He hates America. Like, come on, dude. It's just crazy. It's craziness.
That should be like information that is already like
Publicly
Yeah.
known.
publicly known. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never going to be like it won't be for a while.
Well, that's why I think
I don't think
even
it ever
like
will be.
I think eventually it will be, but like
with the age
it
of
won't be in our lifetime for
Not
sure.
with the I don't know. I think with the age of information, man, people just demand more now.
Yeah.
I think the reason why there's so much upheaval going on in the world is people know
I
shit.
feel like there's gonna be just like hackers in our lifetime. Just like
I just think about what was
leaked
going on during
information.
like
Mhm.
Vietnam. No one knew anything. There was no internet, and all you got was just what the news told you.
Yeah, but Vietnam was like televised, like somewhat, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
but I mean, it's like you didn't have access to information then.
Mm.
I feel like it was worse than it is now.
Oh yeah.
Like you look at like the underground, or like the underground weathermen, like the terrorist organization in the United States. There's bombings all over the place, and I don't know. You don't see a lot of that around the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some like shootings and everything like that, but no one's blowing up stuff in the United States, which is nice. Oh, check this out, dude.
Just be running to the desk.
Oh.
And check out this three that comes up right here.
Another one?
Right here. This guy right here.
Oh, what?
Wait. Oh wait. That one.
Oh no! No! Wow.
Dang.
Oh.
Video, what's you?
Which one?
Two big blocks. Wow. Wow.
Dang.
Dang. Dude, that guy went off, man. He had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 7 blocks.
Ew.
Huh?
Ew.
This kid named Isaac from Florida State.
Yeah, 7 blocks.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's gonna be. I hope we play Florida State, dude. Florida State and Notre Dame play each other a lot in the tournament, just because like they're always around the same rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We have pretty good. Now that we're in the ACC, it's pretty fun playing them. They're 17-2, 5-1 in the conference. We're 16-3, 5-1 in the conference. I don't know who they lose to.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Staying on the topic of sports, Barcelona won their game today against
Barcelona.
against
No,
against Real Sociedad. They haven't won there since 2007. That was the last win. Every year we've gone there, it's either been a tie or a loss. But we dropped points there, and we finally beat them today 1-0. It was off a penalty, but the curse is finally broken.
What you know about a curse, bruh?
Oh yeah,
I'm a Cubs fan.
You are a Cubs fan, yeah. Probably should have. Yeah. It's not even like a big curse, right?
Arsenal.
Oh yeah, Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal. If you're an Arsenal fan, fuck you.
Bitch ass Oscar to sleep over there.
I don't get how Oscar can like Liverpool, Arsenal, like Man U. I don't get it.
Man U? What the fuck do you mean?
Is it-
I like Man U.
Well, I mean, I just feel sorry for them at this point.
Hey.
Yeah, you can't really hate them now. You just
They're
pity
doing their best right
You
now.
just pity them. You can't really feel sorry. You can't really feel. You can't be angry at them anymore.
They overpaid.
It's like having like an
by
ex.
a lot.
It's like having like an ex-girlfriend, cheat on you, and then like years later you just see her like homeless. Like you can't be mad at her. You just gotta feel sorry for her.
You see that happen?
No, like that.
If that happened?
If that happened.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Maybe not even homeless. That's like almost too extreme.
Yeah, like just like really not doing well in life at all.
Like really ragged and worn down with like 3 kids. And
Yeah.
that doesn't like her. Like that's bad enough.
Yeah, like she fucked you over, but like at that point you're like, well.
Eats McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to cook.
Cold fries.
Yeah.
Cold fries.
You get
That's all
cold
she
fries.
gets the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Leftover McDonald's.
But like that's like I feel like that's a lot what our parents have to deal with after having kids. Just dealing with like just shit they don't want to deal with.
Of course, yeah.
How do you
That's
guys
why
feel
you
about it?
have to be ready to have kids.
You guys don't want to have kids, do you? Or you guys do?
No,
I'm
no.
open to it a
Oh,
lot
definitely
later.
not.
No,
No,
right
hell
now.
no.
I'm
I
open
want
to
to have kids eventually.
I'm open to it like when maybe I'm like 35, 40.
Hell no, that's too
I dude, comparison's got it right, dude. Like when you're in your 30s, I say like
My 20s, absolutely not. Well, if I can help it, I'm not having kids in my 20s at all.
I say like
I'd say,
30
like,
is a good age to start having kids.
late 20s, early 30s.
Early 30s, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you should not have a kid while you're in 20s, man.
Yeah.
You need experience
Yeah.
stuff. You need to know like what the world has to offer. I don't know, because how you gonna raise a smart kid if you're dumb?
Yeah.
You just have kids
If you
right
don't
out of
know.
high school.
If you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, one of my coworkers he's 23. To be fair, like whenever I met him, I thought he was like 30. But he's 23. He had one kid last year, and he has another kid on the way. And like he lives with his.
Now he's gonna be in a fucking family bubble for the next 20 to 25 years. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah,
Like when you come out of that, man, you're not gonna know what's going on.
it's too early. Yeah. I really want to enjoy everything I can before I have kids because I know I'm gonna have to be
definitely.
very responsible after that.
Yeah, man. I don't know how I feel about having kids. I never wanted them to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just it ain't me.
I think as time
I
goes
do.
on, people
I
are more
do.
open to it just because you kind of want like a legacy.
Yeah,
I want my
But, like-
legacy,
but
for
I don't
sure.
give a fuck about my legacy. can see.
Yeah. I do. Like
I don't know.
this might be kind of dumb, but like I'm like the last of my name in my family, like the last male in my name. So like if I don't have a kid, then it's not being passed on.
Right.
And that's like that shouldn't be as big of a deal as it is. But like I kind of want my name.
Aren't there other people with your last name somewhere?
Mhm.
Somewhere.
No, like well, I mean, I'm sure like, but they have to be like very, very distant relatives.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like
yeah.
I've met other Horners,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like not related to me or anything.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, honestly, my last name's Sununi. It's not even a common last name
Really.
in the Arab world.
I don't know how common my last name is either.
Yeah. So I've never met another Sununi other than my dad.
Mhm.
Yeah, other than my dad, never met one. Because his mom, the two other kids were with different fathers. So he's the only Sununi, and then his dad died, and he didn't have any other kids. And as far as we know, there aren't any other ones, so I'm like the last one.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of just like in a position where you kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, okay, and people always like kind of say I'm sexist because of this, but like I honestly really want a son. Like I'd be okay if I didn't have a girl, but like it's not because I don't like women. It's just because I think having a son is easier for me to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I care.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
I wouldn't care,
I would
but
have to- I
I
would
would
have to-
eventually want a son.
Yeah, I think like you'd want a son at least.
Yeah.
But everyone has different preferences, so.
Yeah, it's up to the individual.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I get why people want to like do the whole legacy thing. I just don't think people are very special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this?
About a little under an hour.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. We can keep going if you guys want.
Yeah.
To.
I mean, I don't know. You guys can tell. I don't know if you want to keep going or not, but
What do you have to do?
I'm good.
oh,
He has to get his haircut though.
Oh,
today,
Today? Oh, is he coming over?
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just wake him up. That's fine.
Oh yeah. We can take a look. I mean, we can always edit this out later. So
Yeah, or just leave it in. I don't care.
yeah. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm down.
Can you pause it?
Yes, actually, I can. I think it'll pick up after. Okay, cool. All right.
All right, we're recording again?
Yep.
All right, took a little break. So I think we want to talk about the bill Bernie Sanders tried to pass in Congress the other day. It was to sell or to import drugs, pharmaceuticals from Canada, and to kind of like compete with the prices here in the United States.
Okay.
And not only did Bernie Sanders obviously support it, but also Donald Trump also talked about on the campaign trail how pharmaceutical companies are like the big bad guys, or they take advantage of people. And like, hey man, Trump being Trump, he says some stuff. He sometimes says things that are like true
Yeah.
and are actually factual, and he like says he wants to do things that I want to do. So
Sure.
that's why it makes him a really interesting candidate. You know? But Sanders was like, all right, so if the president-elect is behind this, and I'm obviously very for it, like obviously this is going to go through.
Mm.
And like even some Republicans voted for it. Like Ted Cruz voted for it.
Okay.
And okay, you get Ted Cruz, he's a crazy person, right? You got him. The people that it didn't pass because there were, I think like 17 or like 13 Democrats that didn't vote for it.
Wow, really?
And one of them was Cory Booker. Like everyone's been propping this guy up to be like the next 2020 candidate.
Okay.
And I think now he got shitstormed on Twitter. Like everyone found out about it. Because
As it should, yeah. People should be informed.
well, his excuse was, well, the FDA here has higher standards, so we can't be importing drugs from Canada. One, it's not true.
Okay.
They have higher standards with their
Pharmaceutical.
pharmaceuticals. And secondly, there are drugs that we give them, and they pay less for them.
Did we do?
Yeah, it's our drugs. They're
What the
manufactured
fuck?
here. They import them from us. So we would just basically import them back.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
they pay a less price for them.
How is it possible that we pay more? We would pay more for drugs than both Canada did, and then we would again the second time.
Because what Canada does, their government's allowed to price control
Okay.
for their pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
We're not allowed to do that here. It's illegal.
Okay. That's fucked
So-
up. All right.
Yeah, the VA can do it.
Hmm.
VA is allowed to. They have certain price restrictions because most of them are old people, right?
Sure.
And disabled. So that's like another one that people want to do. Like just make them the same price as the VA.
Mm.
Just do that. Dude, that's the one thing, man. People don't get about Obamacare. They think it's like social. I mean, it kind of is socialism, but it's not socialism. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Socialism definitely not. I mean, Bernie is a Democratic socialist. He almost won the primary.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are okay with the socialist ideas, but they hear the word socialist.
Well, they just go from like just one extreme to the other. You know what I mean?
Because I think people associate socialism with communism a lot.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So like during the Cold War, there was obviously this USSR versus the United States,
Yeah.
right? So, do you know anything about like Marxism, like Marxist communism?
But a small amount, not that much.
So Marxist communism is basically it's a utopia. It's a belief that everyone can treat everyone equally.
Okay.
Like, and I get in like smaller groups of people that's possible
Mm-hmm.
because you can easily manage over people. If you're just a couple dozen of you,
Sure.
tribes and stuff. But in kingdoms and countries and governments and things like that, it's too hard. There's just too many people to
Sure.
do that with. So, a lot of people say because of that, like Marxist communism is a fairy tale. I personally believe that too.
Mhm.
But socialism just takes basically, like especially democratic socialism, we as a people vote for what we want to socialize.
Okay.
So it's not like we're just socializing everything.
Mm.
Like shoes and things like that. Like leave it up to the government to make it. But things where like there's terrible incentives,
Yeah.
like healthcare, where it's a for-profit system on people's health. It's bad,
Mm.
right? So that's like you have like total laissez-faire capitalism, just like what Ayn Rand believes in. Milton Friedman, all those people, which is what who's the guy that ran the Treasury Department for so long? Crashed the stock market.
I don't know.
Oh God, what was his name?
You know what years he was treasurer? I don't know.
I don't remember. It's not important.
Okay.
But basically, he was a big Ayn Randian. Like he believed in tax cuts for the rich,
Okay.
uber rich, and then he also believed in deregulation of financial institutions,
Okay.
or in big corporations and stuff like that. So when he deregulated all the banks and they were allowed to do all their fuckery that they did with the housing market,
Yeah.
that's what led to the crash,
Okay.
right? So basically, we're like, okay, laissez-faire, no regulation, no nothing's bad.
Mm.
Total totalitarianism, or not totalitarianism, total egalitarian communism doesn't work.
Mm.
It's a good idea, but it doesn't work. So what's in the middle? Okay, democratic socialism is about where it is. We can refine it a little bit more, and it can be improved. But you just build on what works, and so far, democratic socialism seems to be the best one.
Yeah.
So, but now in Russia during the Cold War, when Bolsheviks took over, they kind of gave like the idea that we're going to be this egalitarian society, but it was just propaganda. Really, they were really totalitarian, just very brutal.
Sure.
But it was good propaganda to tell their people for support, because we're going to progress to this utopia. So you had like that national pride in the USSR from the Russians. Well, in the United States, it was propaganda used against, because we're more laissez-faire capitalist, and it was a good way of telling American people, well, look what socialism looks like. So it was kind of like that kind of propaganda worked for both the United States and Russia, into believing that what was going on in Russia during the Cold War was socialism. Because that's not what it really was. It was totalitarianism. There was no democracy in any of that. So that's why you still have that kind of feeling here in the United States. Because we associate socialism with what totalitarianism was going on in Russia in the Cold War. It's all propaganda. I mean, we demonized Russia a lot.
There's so many people's opinions that are so uneducated. They don't have opinions based on any true facts. They just believe what they're told.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you had an answer for why people don't like communism in America, but if you were to ask some random person on the street, if people can't tell you the difference between Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, they won't be able
We're
to tell
in
you
trouble.
why. Yeah, why don't you like communism? Fuck, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because Hitler.
Yeah, because Hitler, exactly. Hitler wasn't even communist.
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like communism.
He was a
does
fascist. He was a
suck.
fascist.
Communism does suck.
Yeah.
Because what inevitably happens is a crazy person takes control of everything.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that, but like, I get the idea. Like, but like, most people can't explain it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just. It's like we have like this language barrier and like definitional barrier between ideas. Like people just associate two different words.
There's just
and
negative
have the
connotations,
same- have the same meaning, and it's just really hard, man. It's really hard to convince. Like, what if someone doesn't value like rational arguments? What rational argument can you give them that makes them see a reason?
Yeah.
It's just not there. But hey, man, I don't know what to do about it. Like, you try to have patience, but then like their responses are usually in the form of some kind of condescending insult,
Mm-hmm.
especially with us being our age.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these people who are, let's just say, ignorant at best, are older.
Fucking baby boomers.
They have a lot of condescension in their language when they're talking to you. You're like, oh, well, you just don't have a lot of world experience.
That's
And it's like, listen, whatever world experience I'm going to get, I'm going to see it through my bias.
Mm.
And so all this information, it's not just known to just me. I'm not the only one who knows all this stuff. Like, there are millions of people who know this and will know way more than I do. And it's like the individual is an ignorant person.
Mm.
But we as a society, we can share information and we can learn. We can all learn.
Yeah.
Like, this is not just my experience. This is the experiences of millions of people out there. Like, this is what we're all saying. Like, how do you not see this?
Yeah.
Like, look beyond just yourself.
And honestly, I don't want to like point fingers, but I think it's the baby boomers who are like the biggest problem, honestly. Like people like my mom's age, like 50, like 45, 50 on
I
there.
think that's just after baby boomers.
That's just after?
Yeah.
So baby boomers are like what?
That's like
55 or 60?
Well, let me see what the.
Those are bad too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they make like a new generation like every 10 years or so, but
50 up.
yeah.
Well, I think that's like the generation right after the baby boomers.
So were the baby boomers the ones born after the war then? Or?
Yeah, right after the war.
Okay.
So let's see.
So
Baby boomers are born
45.
46 to 64.
So my mom's 1 year after being a baby.
So was my dad, yeah. Generation X is born in 65 to 76. I think that's.
So it's got to be a generation. Well, actually, my dad was born in 56, so he's a baby boomer. And then my mom is a Gen X, I guess. All right.
Yeah, so I think it's that Generation X that's the one that's fucked everyone up.
Yeah.
Well, and also the baby boomers too. God, what the fuck was that guy's name? I can't remember.
Is it bothering you?
It's really bothering me.
Which guy?
The old treasurer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's the old treasurer.
I don't know if that was his. I think he might have worked for the Fed. Let me see.
Okay.
Chairman.
Fed. They don't fuck with the Fed. Yeah. That whole going back to the FIFA shit, it's so fucked up.
I mean, I think they do.
Because that's why teams have bigger teams have more influence and the trades and stuff like that.
Yeah. This is I don't know how I forgot about this, but they're expanding the World Cup's size from 32 teams to 48, and they're doing 16 groups of 3.
16 groups of 3. That makes no damn sense.
That means the best team in the group gets out, and then the other 2 teams are fucked. I mean, that's retarded. And
the best thing about the old way was there would be upsets.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they kind of did something similar with the Euro 2016 format.
I mean,
and I
guess there could still be upsets, but it'd be some hella good upsets.
I mean, because you just have the best 16 teams in the world. You got Spain, Argentina, Germany, just breezing through their group.
Yeah.
And then you have maybe a solid team I don't know like Mexico.
Not Mexico, but I'd say
No, Mexico was probably a tier 2 team.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like Mexico, Croatia or something like that.
Yeah.
Because all the tier 1 teams are going like Germany, Belgium, Argentina, Spain. I'm hoping they're still tier 1.
Yeah.
Brazil needs to get their shit back together. I think they're doing better though, but
hopefully. I don't know what it is.
it's a lack of good coaching. Honestly,
Probably.
Europeans have the best coaches in the world. I can't think of one really. Besides, the only one I can think of is
You know-
Diego Simeone.
Another
He's
thing,
the only like world class South American and San Paulo. Yeah.
Another thing is that like a lot of these European teams have like very good keepers,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the keeper is like
It's not something that they develop a lot in Brazil.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of weird
Yeah.
how they're better at shooting.
Yeah. I know.
You know,
Found it by the
but they
way.
can't get any good keepers.
Okay, what's his name?
Alan Greenspan.
Oh, I've heard that name before. Definitely heard that.
Yeah, it was the Fed. He was appointed under Reagan. He believed in. Yeah, he was one of the guys.
He was appointed under Reagan.
Yeah, he was there for a while.
God, oh my God.
Second longest term. He was. He also believed in privatization of Social Security.
So wait, how does that work?
How would that work?
Yeah.
Basically, you would say like, all right, if you're this certain age, like we're not going to be paying Social Security. You have to start saving
Writing
for
your own.
yourself. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Or they would probably like wean people off it, depending on how many years you've been paying into
Yeah.
it or something like that.
I mean, I think my accounting teacher, the one I was talking about earlier, he talked about how he talked about Social Security now, and apparently like they weren't expecting such a big boom in the population, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of we might be screwed for Social Security.
Really?
Yeah, because we're paying for people's Social Security now.
Right.
The idea is the generations like around our age will pay us whenever we're that old. But I think they're running out of money.
Okay, so
Is it,
so what they're able to do is they're able to fund it
yeah.
till I think like 2037 or something like that.
Okay, and we're obviously still going to be like working.
By that time,
Yeah.
it's not 100% of the benefits will be taken away, but it will come down to 75%.
Okay.
But what you can do to ensure that Social Security will run forever,
Yeah.
is increase the cap on the Social Security tax.
Okay.
So Social Security is really weird in this way where if everyone pays like a certain amount of tax based on how much money you make, but any money you make after I think 180,000 or maybe 118,000, that money's not taxable. You can only be taxed up to that certain amount.
Okay.
So people who are making more than that aren't paying taxes on that money for Social Security.
Okay.
So now remember that statistic that we were saying of how many people.
The 8 people who are richer than
Yeah.
the bottom half of the
Yeah, exactly. The other great stat was like what the 0.1% of top earners
have more
money
worth,
than the
like-
bottom 90% of
Yeah.
America.
Mhm.
It's like 160,000 families,
Mhm.
and they have like an average wealth each family of like $75 million. So you think about these people, like LeBron James is paying only Social Security, being taxed on Social Security for up to $108,000.
He makes that like a week, I think.
Oh, dude, way more than that.
Yeah.
Probably than the
Probably
first
in,
like
like a day.
probably within
Yeah.
1/4
Of the week,
of
yeah.
the game. Yeah, dude,
That's
it's just like
Well,
that's nuts.
I
That's
paid.
nuts.
I paid first game of the season. Well, I paid all my Social Security for the year.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude, it's like you want to ensure tax, you want to ensure Social
Went
Security
for a run.
forever.
It's paid my old Social Security today.
Yeah, man, I'm just
Went out to
I'm
eat.
astonished at how times people say like, oh, we can't afford this, that. Like, yeah, man, because you keep funding stupid shit. Like, what was that fighter jet that they were developing?
Mhm.
Like, it was like a new jet plane, and it's been in development for years, and it's cost them over like $1 trillion, and it doesn't even fly anymore. Can't even fly yet.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something
Is
you
it
told me.
The remote controlled one?
I don't know. Let me see.
'Cause I know that one was a development.
Wait, I don't know if,
Where I
if
could
you're the one who
fly
told me.
something.
I don't know if you're the
You
one who
can
told me
fly
this stat or
without
not.
a pilot.
What?
You can fly without a pilot.
Oh, I mean, maybe, yeah. But I don't know if this is a stat that you told me or not, but there was apparently military contractors, the people who build all the stuff for the military, can only claim 3% of this profit. So, like, they just make things unnecessarily expensive because the military will pay for them and because they want to make more money.
Right.
So, like a robot that might, like, hypothetically cost $100,000 to make it, they inflate the cost, so it costs, like, $10 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So they can make more profit. Like, and I don't know why there would be a rule that says you can only make a 30% profit off of something that you make.
Specifically for that reason.
Yeah, specifically. I mean, the idea it was specifically to ensure. I can't remember why it was implemented. Someone explained this to me and I forgot it. But like there were good intentions, I guess, from it. But I don't know. Like I don't know. Not that all these costs are coming up. I don't know how they haven't like thought about changing that yet.
I mean, because like it's when you have like the people who are in power are making money off all this,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what it is, man. Because like we're all like sane people here.
Mm.
So I don't know what money does to a sane person at that, or what kind of power does that. But I
Yeah.
feel like there are psychopaths and sociopaths in every walk of life, in
Yeah.
every economic position.
Mhm.
And I feel like some of them get in a position where like, this is now more just a game for me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm going to see how much I can make before I die.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck everyone else. It's just a game for me.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like some people are out there who are like that, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, oh, dude, man. This kind of gets into like the whole like question of what we're doing in the Middle East and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
There's another thing with like Korea. They finalized their nuclear rocket.
Okay.
Korea.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, North Korea.
And
So South Korea has nukes
they
now?
can reach the U.S. now.
Oh.
So
They'll never fire it, man.
Yeah.
yeah, but
They'll
it's
never
it's
fire it.
even North Korea will
it's
never
fucked up,
fire.
though. It's fucked up.
It's just it's diplomatic immunity.
Mm.
It's just like if they want to fuck over.
Wait. So why did? So
Dude,
why
that
did
would
no one make a
destroy
big?
it. It would like destroy Sacramento, like
Well, because if they
Any
want to
other
like
cities.
invade South Korea
Yeah.
and like, well now they're invading South Korea to retake it. You know, we're South Korea's ally, but is it really worth going in there to like
Yeah.
have them point a nuke at us?
Okay, but what I'm thinking, why
No.
did no one make a big deal? I mean, I guess I know South Korea is more progressive than Iran, but like Americans, why didn't Americans make more of a big deal about South Korea having nukes? I feel like
North Korea, not South Korea.
wait, no, so
North
no.
Korea.
Oh,
North
North
Korea.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we were talking about South Korea.
No, South Korea doesn't have nuke.
Oh, okay,
Kim
Okay.
Jong Un.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about South Korea. Never
No,
mind.
no, North Korea.
Oh yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the Iran thing, man? People are dumb about that too.
Yeah,
Like they don't get it. Like
the Iran deal was a great thing.
yeah, Obama stopped
Then
a
make
nuclear
yeah.
weapon being produced. Like the
You got a problem with
well, the
that?
intergovernmental
You want
agency
them to
that
build
like
it?
has to check up on how much
Yeah.
what was it like? Is it uranium they
Mhm.
detect?
Yeah.
Like what kind of like purity is being processed at?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not really
No,
well read up on.
That sounds no, that sounds right. I'm
regulations.
pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
But
They're-
like
and they're complying with every single standard, dude.
Literally,
every single
the
standard.
argument is like I also think that people believe that like the Obama deal like lets Iran have nukes,
Yeah.
but just like I don't know, I don't know what the argument is against it honestly.
I think that's what it is.
Like people think that he let them have nukes, but like
Definitely, because I'll tell you, man. Because sometimes I'll listen to it because you gotta know what people are thinking.
yeah,
Listen to like, you can download the podcast too. Conservative Talk Radio.
okay,
It is just a bunch of people just being mad at the whole world, just mad at everything, and because they see everything being taken away from them.
Negativity.
Well, it's just like that's the propaganda they're being told. It's like your country is losing. You're losing too much, and
Because they just hear it and they like immediately associate with it.
yeah, man.
And they just like they let their emotion take over. And
Again,
they don't
because
look for facts.
we're talking about the average person who doesn't have the time to look this stuff up, so they trust authority figures because they sound professional. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why the more educated you are, the more liberal you tend to be.
Mm.
There's a reason for that. Oh,
Did you?
no, not yet.
what were we talking about before we went to this topic? There was something I wanted to say. I think I forgot what it was.
About the missiles?
No, something before that.
About the tournament?
No, I think I was done with FIFA. Well, I did. Okay, I guess if we're on that, there was something else I wanted to say.
Jet fighters.
Jet fighters? No, it was something else. Well, actually, you talked about that before I did. But so they're extending the World Cup. So instead of 12 teams, 4, where the top 2 make it out, and then they're put into a bracket.
We talked about that.
I know, but like
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about something else. So
Okay.
they changed the 2016 Euro bracket, like the format as well, and so yeah, so they let the top 2 or the top 4 third place teams in the group make it through. Portugal finished 3rd in their group, and they should not have made it out. They finished behind Hungary and Iceland. Oh no, I think it was definitely Hungary and like another team, and somehow they deserve to go through. Like I don't. That makes no sense.
Hey man, FIFA works in weird ways.
They did not win a game until the fucking semifinal. They didn't win a game in 90 minutes until the semifinal against Wales.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. Like Real Madrid. Okay, I know you're a Real Madrid fan, but Real Madrid had a fucking stupid run to the final.
Boy.
Let's go through. I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying they didn't deserve to win, because I mean, the team who wins just progresses, but it was a fucking stupid run.
Hey man, sometimes years just go like that though.
So let's see. I want to see their fucking bracket. So. Go to the final. Here we go. So I think they topped the group, which I mean, okay, that's good, but should fucking load. What is this?
Dude, the crazy thing about it is like Barcelona's kind of like Golden State in the basketball world,
Yeah.
except like on steroids
Yeah, seriously.
right now.
They win a lot.
Right now.
Barcelona is. I mean, not so much this year. They haven't been as good. But like the last 4 or 5 years, they've been so much more dominant than Golden State.
Are they on that
Big
women's
Golden
UConn team?
Big Golden State.
Are they
Yeah.
Are they that kind of dominance level?
I mean,
They just like
it's honestly around there. Like in the last, so
they broke so many
before
records.
2006, we had one Champions League, which is like this is the top trophy you can get as a club.
Yeah.
And within the last 10 years, we've gotten 4. So that's almost half. We've had more final appearances than any other team in the last 10 years. Real Madrid's trying to catch up, but they only have 2 in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
We have 4 and we won all of them. We haven't lost a final since 1994.
Damn.
Yeah. Any team, so basically
That's literally just because they have the fucking top 3
the last 9 years,
players.
the last 9 years, either Barcelona or the team that's beaten Barcelona has gone on to win. The exception being 2014, 2016 with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So I mean that's insane.
I don't understand why you guys wanted Aguero though.
I don't think we did, honestly.
Okay.
I think Real Madrid wanted Aguero more than anyone.
I don't want Aguero.
I personally don't either. I think at one
I think
point
we should get rid of James. He hasn't been doing very well.
I-
I think we need to put in Morata.
I wasn't a fan of them putting
Put
in.
Morata.
Yeah.
Take out James. Well, James is already out,
Yeah.
obviously. But
I think it's between James because James and Isco both have the potential to be really good, and they're not using them.
yeah,
They've been using Casemiro a lot, but he's
They
he's defensive.
they just trust him. But
I
don't know.
He's been having really good performances.
I just feel like Morata's a really good player.
Yeah, you
Like,
guys
what?
high.
Let him. Like,
Not really. No.
Oh, what is
I'm pretty high.
Oh, I guess it's me.
But
hit me right behind the eyes.
yeah, I'm like sunk.
That's tough.
Sunk. Hashtag sunk. Tweet it.
But like if you think about the top 3 teams, it's been ever since Neuer went to Bayern. Bayern's been like up there with us.
Dude, they just have such fast players.
Yeah. But honestly, if they don't play with Neuer, they're not that good. Like they're
That's what I'm saying, dude. A
Yeah.
good goalkeeper is like that's the reason Madrid hasn't been doing well. Casillas was our last hope.
Yeah.
And then now we're just scrapping for a goalkeeper.
yeah, Navas isn't that bad, but like
He's not an Iker Casillas.
yeah, he's not. At his best keeper, he's one of the best keepers of all time.
He had a bad run in his last years.
He should have moved.
He
He should have moved or retired a lot
Yeah,
earlier.
he should have retired.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we.
You
won
either
the last one.
you either die a legend or you die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Dude, hopefully Oscar will be active in the next one.
Yeah.
So sleep the whole time.
Yeah. Nate said he was gonna come do it with us today too, but he's never. I guess he forgot.
Yeah, I don't mind if anyone else wants to do this while we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, like
I don't want
not like too many
15
people in here
people.
at one time.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I forgot? Rafa Benitez. Okay.
All right, we had to take another quick break,
But we're
but
back.
and we're about to leave. But this was a nice podcast. I like doing this,
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, there'll be more for sure.
and we might just have random people come in. It'll never be too loud, so where you're not understanding what people are saying. But like again, we're just doing this for fun, and if anyone is listening, thanks for listening.
Goodbye.